Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So I just finished recording my Kaiju number 8 video, so I'll just do the quick kind of channel update intro stuff I did in that one here as well before we dive into it. So I didn't mean to put off these doing these video reactions until now, but between feeling burnt out and with work and like other stuff I had to deal with, work life stuff, I just really haven't had the time. But hopefully, I'll be able to make up for that next week because I'm taking about a week off for vacation from work and everything else. So during that time, I'll hopefully be able to catch up on some of the read throughs, especially the Battle Angel Alita stuff. I'll try to actually catch up with all of that in the next week. Yeah, I'll probably also do a proper channel update then as well, just because I've had some other stuff preoccupying me this weekend, but I wanted to get around to Spy Family and Kaiju videos before too many chapters started piling up and kind of started getting a little bit too unruly. But with that said, let us dive straight into it with Spy Family Mission 49 by Tetsuya Endo, translation by Casey Lowe, lettering by Rina Mappa. And we see two of the ship janitor cleaners walking down the hallway going, "Wow, I've never seen a lover's quarrel like whatever happened in that room. They really went at it in there with that ice pick. It's like freaky." And you see room 8053 with all these boards just covering up all the halls with where Yor just went kind of buck wild. And God, it's been a while, so I can't remember if we know this guy's name. What is I'm just gonna call him Mr. Turtleneck, with the glasses, the little goatee, turtleneck, and the little blazer he's wearing. Just kind of casually walking by them. And yeah, we should count our blessings there wasn't a murder on board. It's like, yeah, no kidding. And you see him coming up to the room, picking the locks expertly, and walking inside. And as he does, he takes this deep breath as you see all the odors just wafting into his nose. And you have a whew. And he goes, "Blue lace number 88 and mermaid eau de toilette. She's wearing a different perfume than the one I smelled at their manor. A new fragrance for her new face. At least one male and two females were here. Maybe the one I can't smell is the female bodyguard." When you see him put it on radio, as he goes, "Fizz," and "It's me. Did you pick up their trail?" And you see the sickly mop head looking guy going, "I've got nothing. They've got to be hiding in a second or third class cabin, but I haven't been able to pick up anything. Maybe I'll post some." You have Turtleneck going, "Maybe I'll post some people in those areas." And he goes, "Considering the ship's itinerary, they're probably planning to escape tomorrow night at the earliest. At that point, they'll have to show themselves whether they want to or not. We're counting on you here." And you have a little spy cam man going, "Roger that." And you have, "Did they find him?" It's like, "No, he just said to head over to deck 3 for now." It's like, "I swear, this ops guy of ours sucks. I bet he's planning to take his money and run." You have a "ha" over my dead body. It's like, "In fact, before we disembark, I might just pay him a visit and recover every cent he got paid." You have a "heh." And you see a glint of something. I'm not sure if that's the buttons or he's got a hidden knife or something in there. And you see the spy cam guy going, as he's listening, "What would you even do with the money?" It's like, I wonder." And spy cam guy goes, "There are a few dim bulbs on every team, I suppose. Still, I guess I'll need to prepare for that." And you see just this groggy, wonking looking Anya going, "Urgh," as Lloyd's watching her going, "Hey, where are you going? The room's this way." And you see in the end he didn't buy anything. And you see Anya just kind of tottering around. She's like, "Mama, like trouble." And he's like, "You're?" It's like, "Well, she might be working late, but that's nothing you need to concern yourself with. It's time for little girls to be in bed. It's like, to the room, now." He's like, "But my grand adventure has just begun." And she goes and bonks into what I assume is like a garbage bin or a door or something. And she just starts snoring and she leans up against it. And you see Lloyd just annoyed as he's not cradling her. She's just like gently snoring away on his chest. And you see him kind of walking around as he's observing the environment. He goes, "We haven't heard from Yor. I guess you really must be busy." And you see in room 3016, where Yor's now camped out with Shoddy and Fur Seal. She goes, "We weren't followed, there aren't any bugs. We should be able to rest here for a while." She goes, "And look, the director even left us some food. We have everything we need to hold up safely until your boat comes." And you see the little baby, I can't remember what the baby's name even was. As he's about to start crying, you go, "Whoa!" And she's trying to comfort him, going, there, quiet down now." And first you'll notice that her hands, shaking a little bit. So he loudly goes, "Bwah! That was so scary!" And he shocks both Shoddy and the baby. He goes, "Can you believe all those hitmen they've sent? You gotta be kidding me! People shooting guns and swinging chains? This is nuts! I want off this damn ship!" She's like, "Pull yourself together, you idiot." He's like, "Come on, you saw that chain guy, right? He was huge." You see the Shoddy's calmed down now. She's like, "You really are just a cowardly shell of a man, aren't you? I want to cry, you're so pathetic." And the baby's like, "Bah!" First, he's like, "Oh, sheesh, even the baby." He's like, "Don't you grow up to be a loser like that." And the baby's like, "Duh! Like, how dare you?" And as he first is kind of just looking at them a little bit fondly. And she's like, "Why did you even come with us anyway?" And he's like, "Huh?" She's like, "You didn't need to endanger yourself by getting mixed up in this. You could have just gone with the new boss." He's like, "The new boss? Don't you know how I feel about..." He's like, mumble. "Oh, someone's got a crush." He's just blushing. She's like, "What?" He's like, "Never mind. So just give me a little more credit than that, okay? I'm not so awful a person as to forget all that I owe the boss. Back after the war, when there wasn't any food, I'd have been dead in the streets if it wasn't for the black market your family ran." And you see back then, you see this like shelled out building with these little stalls set up everywhere. And you see someone reaching out with a loaf of bread going, "Here, you can have this." And you see this black haired teenage looking, I assume Shoddy, going, "Shh, but don't tell anyone, okay?" It's like, "Ulka, where'd you run off to?" And you see a dirty looking baby Fur Seal kind of looking up at her in surprise after she gives him the bread. He goes, "To this day, I can still taste that bread. That's all the reason I need to be here with you." And she's just like, "Zeb." He's like, "And besides, like, I never ever worked for Harpoon. That idiot's causing up to pro-war extremists to get rich through arms dealing. The guy's a total scumbag. Anyway, I promise you can count on me. If any of Harpoon's thugs get in here, I'll beat them down before they can lay a finger on you." And you see a gentle tap at the door. And first like, "Whoa, I'm so sorry, that was a total lie." And he just goes and hides behind her, just shaking. As Yor goes to the door, he's like, "It's the director." It's like, "Great work, sir." As she opens it and he comes in. And he steps in and goes, "Back in that last room, you forgot all about the secret knock and approached the door, or didn't you?" And he glares at her. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll be more careful." It's like, "I want the three of you to rest up in preparation for tomorrow. I'll have Mrs. Forger posted at the door for security." And first is like, "You expect us to sleep after all that?" And Yor goes, "And you, sir?" He goes, "I'll be patrolling this floor." He goes and rummages around in the closet. And he pulls out a suitcase with a gun with a silencer, some extra mags, these weird looking hook things, and a few throwing knives. And he goes, "I'll whittle down the enemy's numbers as much as I can." First he's like, "Wow, you two are something else. Totally composed, even as people are trying to kill you. How is that possible?" And as you see him loading the mag into the gun, he goes, "This is what we do." He's like, "So kill or be killed is a way of life for you? This is just another day at work?" And he goes, "The war officially ended over a decade ago, but I guess wars are still around here and there." He's a director silent before he slams down the suitcase lid, and he goes, "So long as people are the way they are, the fighting won't ever stop. We're soldiers, whether they call it wartime or peacetime. We keep fighting for our country." You see, you're looking a bit despondent about this. As the director tells her, "If necessary, I'll signal you with footsteps and such. Take care, never drop your guard." She's like, "Yes, sir, understood." And he's silent before he goes, and Miss Forger. And she's like, yes? He goes, stay focused on the job or everyone will die. You see Yor's kind of taken aback by this as he leaves, and first he's like, well, that was terrifying. Are all pros like that? And Yor goes, as the director said, you should get some rest, even if it means just lying down and closing your eyes. You have to save your strength for tomorrow. Shoes on in case we need to leave in a hurry. He's like, okay. And you see at 3:42, you see Shawty's gently snoring in the bed with her baby. His first was also just splayed out, completely out of it. And Yor's just sitting on the chair by the front door in silent contemplation. She goes, now that I think about it, I never did reach out to Lloyd and Anya. Obviously I couldn't, considering the circumstances. And you see her imagining herself, the little summer dress she was wearing with the hat, going up and saying hi to them. She goes, when I was dragging my feet earlier, was it because I was afraid of getting hurt? Afraid of getting a wound too serious to explain away to Lloyd and Anya? A wound like that would have forced me to leave my family. She thinks back to Shawty telling her, well, they're just for show, right? For your cover identity? It's like, that's right, Yor. You need to keep your priorities straight. And you see her with a little needle kunai sword, like, in her lap. And she goes, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing here? You have 20 hours until they rendezvous. As we go straight to the next chapter. Come on. Alright. It's Spy Family Mission 50 with Tetsuya Endo. And you see Frankie, I want to say that's his name, taking Bond out for a walk. He's like, Pant. And he's like, what am I doing walking a dog this early in the morning? She's like, Worf! He's like, don't you Worf me, mutt! I'm not some damn pet sitter, and I sure as hell ain't a babysitter either. You think I don't have cool Black Ops stuff I could be doing? I want my life back. You see this woman coming around behind and going, aw, what a cute puppy you have there. Good morning. And you see her coming up with what looks like her little Pomeranian going, yip. And he's like, huh? He's like, I haven't seen you here before. Do you live nearby? He's like, oh, it's so big and fluffy. He's like, oh, good morning. He's like, oh, well, kinda. And you see Bond and the other dog just sniffing and greeting each other. He's like, well, I hope to see you around. Take care. And as she waves and walks off, Frankie's just like, what would you say to being my dog instead? And Bond just looks all scared. That's awesome. Then you see Lloyd just watching the dawn break as he's on the deck of the ship. Just hang on the just hanging out here by the railing. He goes, my name is Twilight. I'm Westalia's greatest spy. I have been trained to remain calm and collected in any situation, even when facing down certain death. Observation, analyzation, adaptability. I have honed these skills to a razor's edge, and they have helped me survive this dangerous world. But now it's clear. And he thinks that he thinks back to just all of Anya's various freakouts throughout the trip as he closes his eyes and he's like, I'm not the perfect spy I thought I was. There are still things in this world I do not understand. I must not be overconfident in my knowledge and my experience. The unknown is what scares the humans the most. Death, evil spirits we cannot see. Neighbors and neighboring lands. Our lack of understanding is at the root of these fears. Some dismiss them as unknowable or refuse to acknowledge them at all. Others classify and label the unknown to put their minds at ease. But I am a spy. I do not fear the unknown. No, I do fear it, but I overcome that fear. Just as scientists cast light upon the darkness when they discover a new virus or vaccine, this is the second day of our cruise. I too will overcome this challenge. And you see Anya just in this cute little adorable outfit with her stuffed little bear next to her just snoring away. Super adorable. And you see the director next day talking to the two other peasants going, huh? No more entertaining the Greys? Oh, that's the other two office, what's their faces? I cannot remember their names. And the director tells them, I'm told that they had a major blow up last night, so they're not up for doing anything today. Apparently, Mr. Grace. Poor guy. The director's like, apparently Mr. Gray soiled himself and his wife is quite upset. He's like, but our entertainment campaign. So what should we do? So we'll try again another time. Don't worry, none of this is your fault. He goes, I'll attend to the Grays personally. You two can take the day off to enjoy yourselves. It's like, if you're sure, sir. And the other guy's thinking, woohoo! And then you see the next page, Anya's in a cute little dress and she's going, it's adventure time! Exploring the beyond! With our hero Anya. And Lloyd's just watching her with eagle's eyes. He's going, observe, analyze, adapt. What can I discern from these lyrics? And Anya's just looking at him like, what are you doing, weirdo? He's like, I ended up falling asleep last night, but I still need to find... Oh no, it's Anya thinking, I ended up falling asleep last night, but I still need to find Mama to help her more. The problem is... It's like, Papa, Mama's in trouble, so we need to save her. It's like, what are you talking about? You're fights people? Oh my goodness gracious. How could she? I was just imagining the scenario in her head. Like, oh, if I told him something like this would happen. It's like, oh, stupid dad. It's like, I have to find a way to ditch Papa for a while. And she sees a little game of putter golf. And she goes, look, Papa, they have goof pudding. Like, you want to try it? It's like, goof is something grown-ups like. When Papa gets busy putting, I'll slip away. And you see that Lloyd is just acing it as he gets a hole-in-one every time. It's like, you got a hole-in-one on every hole. It's like, bravo! And Lloyd's like, well, it's only putting. And Anya's like, oh, he's already done? And you see him going, why don't you give it a try? It's fun. And you see Anya doing it. The ball just swings around the hole. And it's like, rah! And she just throws a little temper tantrum. And Lloyd's like, calm down and aim carefully. And you see the ball just going every which way. She keeps trying. And she just goes and like tromps around angrily as Lloyd's like, it's almost lunchtime, so she goes, no, not until the ball goes in. And he's like, it's important for her to succeed. I should let her play until she's satisfied. Like, however, I was like, try to keep it down. And you see Anya going, roar! And you see the next is just angrily chomping down on her food as she goes, I can't believe I fell for Papa's trap and wasted half the day goofing. I need a new plan to ditch him. And he's like, chew your food properly. And then Anya goes, Papa loves knowing things. I bet he'll get distracted here. You see, as they go into the library and Lloyd's just like, I've already read every book in this room. And you see Anya's picked up some manga and she's distracted herself. And Lloyd's like, well, at least she's enjoying herself. And Anya's like, oh, not again. The next they try doing it with puzzles again, with some puzzle games. And Anya's like, puzzles sure are fun, but I'll never be able to solve this without your help, Papa. And you see that Lloyd's just like, oh, it should take about 2 minutes to put this together. He just like mentally imagines it. And then you see the next one, they're doing roller skating as he's like, oh. Hold on, let me zoom in on this. He's like, observe. You see Anya's going, wee! As she goes up to watch a magic show on her roller skates. And you see later that night as they're having dinner, she's just furiously glaring at him. He's like, it's already dinner time and I still haven't ditched Papa. I was like, ugh! It's like, I can't believe I forgot about Mama and started enjoying myself instead. And Lloyd's just completely out of it. Like, he's just freaking out. I was like, why? Does she suddenly look so upset after having fun all day? Did I make a mistake somewhere? It's like, compose yourself, Twilight, and overcome the unknown. It's like that glare of hers. It's like, does she hate me? Is this a rebellious phase? Is the Forger family doomed to break up? And he's like, does your tummy hurt, Anya? Are you okay? And then Anya, reading his mind, just like, oh. I was like, oh, am I making Papa worry? He's like, no, I'm okay. I'm really enjoying my adventure. It's like, you are? It's like, that's nice to hear. It's like, but I wish that Mama could be with us. It's like, I always like it the best when I can be with the both of you. And she's thinking to herself, and that's why I need to go by myself to help her. And Lloyd's taken aback by this. He's like, oh, he's taken aback a bit in surprise. But then he's like, oh, okay. He's like, of course. And like, I really wish you had been able to get time off work too. And he's like, she's still just a small child. And he goes, don't get your hopes up, but we could ask Yor if she has some time tomorrow. And Anya's like, you know where Mama is? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't, but I can send a message to her through the concierge. If she replies, we can arrange to meet tomorrow. Anya's like, okay. And Lloyd's like, by the way, I hear there's going to be fireworks after dinner. It's the night's main event, so maybe Yor's group will be watching them too. Want to go see? Like, it might not be easier finding her in the crowd. Now Anya's like, fireworks? Like, let's go! And you see later that night, as a bunch of the guests of the ship are just walking around on the deck, and you see the director kind of having some kind of listening device. He's trying to ping in. She goes, Ver, as the room in Yor's phone rings. She goes, yes? She goes, that was the director. He got the already signal from the ship at the rendezvous. Though we're to meet 4 hours from now, we need to get ready. Our biggest problem is that the new enemy has the deck under tight surveillance, so we'll need to head elsewhere when we leave the room. Everyone, get changed. Wigs too. Java, okay. And you see Turtleneck getting a little ping on his radio as he goes, it's me. Any movements? And Spycam goes, I intercepted a coded transmission. Not sure what it says. It's on a different frequency than what the secret police's line. It's like a message from the Allies? It's like, that's possible. It's like, alright, notify the team. Tell them to set stage 3 positions for the ambush. And Jeff, okay, no sign of the enemy outside. Let's get going. Next chapter hits August 8th. That will be a great birthday present. As we get to the end of chapter 50 of Spy Family, I will admit I thought this arc was going to last a little bit longer than this. I didn't think we'd get to the climax so quickly, but I suppose it's not too surprising. So I guess some quick thoughts before I wrap this up. So I really liked 49, especially because I think that gave me what I was most looking forward to. Gave me what I was most looking forward to with this arc specifically, which is kind of Yor wrestling with her conflicted feelings, regarding her career and regarding, kind of her growing attachment to the fake forger family and to Lloyd and Anya, kind of the relationship and the bonds they're building. So I'm glad that we're finally seeing her kind of start to consider, her future prospects, where she kind of wants to go, like what direction she wants to head in. So I'm glad we're kind of finally seeing like some of those conflicted feelings finally coming to light. We're finally starting to see her get some development. I think that's part of the reason that partly ties into like my surprise or so at this arc ending so quickly. Is I wish we'd gotten a little bit more of that kind of conflict of emotions with her. Through this mission, especially as we're seeing kind of some contrast between that and between her and between First Seal and Shadi's relationship, and between like Yor and Lloyd's one. So yeah, I'm hoping with even though we're getting to the climax, I'm hoping we're gonna see a little bit more with regards to that, as Lloyd's or as Yor's gonna have to kind of navigate the ship, avoiding the assassins and everything else. She tries to get them to safety. It almost feels like First Seal's got some death flags around him with this latest chapter. Like, almost feel like, his death might be what swings Yor one way or the other with regards to conflicted feelings, especially if, on his deathbed he finally kind of confesses his true feelings to, I guess it's Olka as a real name, kind of confesses his true feelings to her and his affections and everything for her. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes about, or if they actually are gonna be able to get off the ship safely. So yeah, hoping for some more Yor development in the next couple of chapters. Chapter 50 was a good transitional chapter. It did kind of break up the flow a little bit. But I'm not complaining because, of course, we got some more great Anya comedic timing moments. Especially, I love the gags with, where he's trying to have Anya, this little kid, trying to be this mastermind, that's trying to manipulate Lloyd. Trying to draw his attention because she's a little kid. She gets distracted so easily. Like, it's such a simple comedic thing, but it's executed so well that it lands really, really it lands with really, really good timing. So yeah, I always love these little Anya chapters. We get those little comedic bits and moments of that, along with the more kind of emotional, sentimental ones, kind of put in as well. Where she's like, I want to hang out with Yor as well, which is really kind of make it hit so much harder when all the secrets do come out, depending on how it comes out when they find out that, the family is all part of the mission and everything else. So it'll be interesting to see how that is played up. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this review. As always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.